Dear viewer, we experienced technical difficulties about 55 minutes into this episode, but we chose to edit sparingly around it due to Don's cat, Massey, who is secretly our most popular co-host. Thanks, Brian. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 638. Guess what, guys? Unicron didn't fund last week, so I won the bet.
No.
I'm Brian Kilby.
I agree with this stance.
No.
So that Diecast Chris and Jason's here.
Yay.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
talking to this end, right? It's been a while.
Yeah.
This end of the microphone? Okay.
This is like, is this the only podcast you're on now, whenever you're on it?
This is it.
Wow. That's weird.
Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to me.
We're special.
Yeah. Don's here.
You are.
Rob's here. Matt's here. He's back.
Yeah, I'm here.
He was on assignment last week. John's here.
Yep.
This is a full complement.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Matt
wow.
was out shopping for Knowles, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So real quick, before we get to the Unicron stuff, and we'll try to get through that pretty quick. Again, Roku channel, tfradio.net/Roku. In addition, we have added our Fire TV channel, tfradio.net/Fire TV. Just type that in, go. It'll take you to Amazon. You can install it directly from your browser to your Fire TV. And you can watch us. It's the exact same content and everything that's on the Roku channel. It's just on Fire TV. And it's free. Go install it.
But, just we're not talking about your TV being on fire. So if that's happening, seek assistance.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we do have some hot takes on things, but not quite that bad.
This is true. Let's talk about the Unicron thing real quick. So, last week, Hasbro announced after the show, was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday.
Thursday, I believe, yeah.
That sounds right.
That they were extending the date for Unicron to get funded to October 6th, I believe.
They must have been listening to our show last week and made the decision based on what we were saying, because that seems to have answered a lot of the points we were bringing up.
Yeah, but to be honest, I honestly really believed that Unicron was going to fund by the end of last week. I think that Unicron's going. I definitely think Unicron's going to fund now. I think it has to. I think that the excitement that was there, and there was a ton of excitement and energy and interest, a lot of that is now subsided. Unicron's no longer the hot topic on Transformers Twitter anymore, basically. But I still think it's going to fund. I definitely think it's going to fund. So, with that being said, I think the bet needs to be amended. Unless we just want to say, hey, it didn't fund. And Brian.
No, I don't. It did. That's not true.
It didn't.
Still in the
It didn't
process.
fund.
Well, I was about to say it's entirely true. It's just there's more information there.
Yeah, there's still a chance it might not fund.
I think it will.
It's slowed down considerably.
Well,
the gotta get or else factor has been taken away. So, the people aren't rushing to sell a kidney or sell a bunch of their collection to get in before it's finalized. So that scarcity component that we talked about last week is no longer there.
yeah.
I'm actually in the rarity because I was going to use a credit card that had interest free on it, but now since it's not going to go through till after the end of September, it's not going to qualify for the interest free.
Oh no!
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Diecast, you can't be rarity. You're not generous enough.
So, but looking at the numbers, last week on Wednesday, of course, again, from Wednesday to Thursday, everyone thought that it was going to conclude in a couple of days, but it's over 430. Actually, exactly 430 up. It was 52.23 last week. Now it's 56.53. So that's actually a pretty good jump. If we're able to continue at that pace, what's that, 5 weeks, it will come close to funding just on that. And just like before, the last day, more people are going to jump in and back it. The fans channels, like BBTS and TS Source, those numbers haven't been counted yet. Takara Tomy Mall is reopened, and they are now accepting more purchases. This thing's going to fund. It is definitely going to fund. So I think the question, that the bet is no longer a fair bet. Will it fund? Because I think this absolutely guarantees that it does. So I think what we need to do is up the threshold a little bit. I'm thinking instead of 8,000, I was thinking 9,000. It needs to be over 9,000.
I'm not gonna say it.
That's done. That's Diecast. What do you think?
I still don't see this thing breaking much more than 8,000. I really don't. I just.
I still
could
think
be
it's
wrong.
barely going to make that.
Okay, let's do this. I think it's definitely. I thought it was definitely going to fund last week. To keep the bet interesting, let's say. I won't even go to 80. I won't even go to 8,500. I'll say 8,250.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's fair. If it breaks 8,250, which I absolutely think it's going to do, you will be receiving a Turtler painted as Unicron.
Nice.
That's still such a weird idea.
I will have to get a Unicron tattoo with the number of backers. If I'm wrong.
Yeah. So.
I mean, we have till October 6th now, which they did. I didn't understand why they made it October 6th originally. It's to coincide with New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, it runs through NYCC weekend now, I believe.
But they're not at New York Comic Con proper, correct?
Well, so usually they have like a live stage event where they talk about Transformers stuff.
Oh, you're
on
right.
Thursday or Friday, which they stream out. Which usually they've done that on Twitch. Last year they tried to do something different and it didn't actually end up working. But they'll have a couple of days after that, assuming anybody gets to actually see it. Where they can pump it up there and try to move the last couple hundred or whatever they're short at that point. If they're short at all, they may have actually hit 8,000 by then. We don't know.
I mean, I did ask. Hasbro does usually have a press event that we get to go to for
exactly.
New York Comic Con. I did ask if that was going to be there, and they're still going to get back to me whether it is going to be there or not for us to take a look at. So hopefully I'll be able to see this thing in person. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I'm
I'm sure they'll have the event, and I'm sure you'll get invited. They just probably at this point they just are not allowed to comment or commit one way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, and they never tell you anyway until like 2 weeks before.
2 weeks.
If that.
But we could hype it like, oh, we're gonna see it at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I mean they'll definitely have it at the live stream presentation thing.
Yeah,
I would. Well, the live stream, yes, that's actually in New York Comic Con, but I don't know about the.
They'll have it. I mean,
if they have it there, they're gonna have it with them. For all their functions.
They had it in SCCC.
They're not going to take it with them for the one thing and not show it anywhere else.
They took it across the country. They can take it 2 hours. Or however long it takes to get to New York from Rhode Island. It's not long.
And I mean, besides that too, they flew over the transforming one from Japan for SCCC.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and then it went back to Japan as far as we know.
Hey, John, you have a question. What's your question?
Thanks, Professor. I do have a question. So do you guys think, I'll throw it to the group. So, the 8 of you can answer it in order, please.
Wow.
Do you think the extension was, well, how about this? More open-ended. Analyze the extension. So was it planned? Was it not planned? Is it showing their cards on how they really, really, really want this to work? Break it down.
I don't think
do you
it was
think
planned.
this was
It was their emergency backup.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
I
I'd
have
say.
no doubt that it was not planned. It was close enough that they have hope that by extending the deadline, it'll actually happen because they don't want 2 failures in a row in HasLab.
So with the
Agree.
barge, wasn't, I mean, it finally funded at the end, but it was like last minute and then it exploded, right?
In the last
Oh,
week
yeah,
or
it
so,
shot
I
up.
think. Yeah.
I thought it was closer than that, but I didn't track that as closely because
Well, it broke through its goal, and then I think right at the end it had a big jump beyond that.
okay.
I mean, I could see someone saying that this was planned, just because we were so close. It seemed like it was going to fund. There was a good chance it was going to fund at the end of August, and then they pushed it back. So in that respect, yeah, I could see someone saying, well, it was planned, but
I mean, so a point that I brought up last week, and I can't believe it took me that long to think about it. I mean, people are saying, again, Hasbro can fudge this, can fudge that. Well, they could, but it's illegal.
Yep.
I mean, there are laws in place. I mean, specifically the one I'm thinking of is Sarbanes-Oxley, that I know from working in multiple large companies that the interpretation of said law is wide and sweeping. So anything that could be considered misconduct, people always point to Sarbanes-Oxley, whether it's covered or not, and it probably is. Hasbro probably can't, fudge it. And even if they legally could, they probably think they can't. Kind of like how Dumbo thought he couldn't fly unless he had the, magic feather.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah. So the one thing they could do, based on the terms of conditions and everything, was just to extend it, to push it out. And they pulled the lever that they could, and that's what they did. And somebody in the chat, and I think it was Peter, said that he thinks they'll extend it again. No. They could.
I don't think they will.
They could.
That would
Yeah,
just be
that's
sad.
It would be.
Yeah.
I think
If
that
it's
At that
If it's
point,
at,
just
like-
lower the threshold.
If it's at like 7,500 on October the 5th, maybe, but I think they'd be more likely to, call up some of their buyers and go, hey, who wants 500 Unicrons?
Yeah.
Or maybe another 24 hours, maybe, but not like weeks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because extending it could be seen as an act of goodwill to make sure
Yes.
everyone gets. Could be
That's
to
how they
make
framed
sure. Yeah, as an act of goodwill to get more people more time to get on board. Extending it again would send the message that, okay, we can't get this done, and it could send a negative message out, which would undo the first extension. I think it was always planned as like a plan C that they never wanted to get to because they wanted it to run normally. They wanted it to be another sail barge. They wanted it to track normal.
I think
Surge.
it's more important than the sail barge. It's way more important because
Right,
the sail
but
barge is a licensed product. This is theirs. This
Right.
shows strength on their part under their own IP.
Right, but they also wanted it to be another success. And like you said, Brian, I think pulling the switch, they didn't have many options left to still get this done and save face and make it look like a goodwill gesture, which in a way it was,
In a way.
to give more people time to get on board. I think it's a switch they didn't want to throw because they wanted to be, look, this funded completely normally, no nothing, no extensions, no nothing. Look at our happy little baby Unicron. But they had to do this, and I mean, it's just
it's a big
planned.
baby, 19 pounds.
Yeah, it's just.
I've seen heavier.
Yeah.
A couple comments I want to just respond to in the chat, and we need to move on. One, I think it was Crunson, had mentioned crowdfunding laws. Who enforces that? It's not crowdfunding, it's corporate conduct. It's the fact that, there are certain rules in place, whether the rules are constructed, by Hasbro or not, that if Hasbro says they have to do something or they're going to do something, they need to abide by it. And again, the comment that one more, but basically the same concept. If Hasbro sets the rules up, and people put money up based on what Hasbro said they're going to do, Hasbro has to follow through with that. Otherwise, they could be fined or sued or both. It's just.
And before we move on, I just want to, now that they did extend this, I feel like they have to show us something in this next month period, like some sort of add-on or bonus or feature that we didn't know about. Like, they need to keep us enticed like they were the first month. And now we have this whole second month of, well, if you don't show us anything, there's really not going to be a lot of press around your funding for the next month. So you need
I'm
to
sure
do
their
something
3D
to
printers
keep us-
are furiously slicing away even as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, additional
Software slices the 3D
slugs,
printer prints.
additional, and Neschok at Twitter on Neschok, he reminded me exactly what those little slugs remind me of. It's like those 25-cent quarter machines
That's
where
exactly
you put.
what
Oh
it is.
God, yeah.
Yeah,
25-cent quarter machines.
yes,
Egg machines,
whatever
whatever they're called.
Well, if
Oh, yeah, I
it's
know
2
what you're talking
quarters,
about.
it's 50 cents. So.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Not the 50-cent ones, the 25-cent ones. But
You know-
that's all those are. So they should give us more slugs. They should give us Erotimus, a couple ships.
Okay.
You know-
Yeah, the ships I think would be an important thing to add just for like display value. Also,
Yeah.
Red Foreman had an interesting observation in the chat I wanted to share, which is he would like to see a Unicron painted as Turtler.
Okay. Okay. Hey, anybody get anything this week? I'm going to start off just so that Diecast doesn't steal my thunder.
I didn't get that.
Uh-huh.
You didn't get it?
No.
I thought you
I
got it.
canceled
You
it.
tweeted photos about it.
I canceled it for you.
Oh,
The
Not
paint
his
shipping.
photos.
Those were just.
Am I the only one that got it then? John, did you get it?
Get what? 44?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I opened him. I haven't transformed him yet, but he's sitting here being
Not
a
feeling
cat.
strong enough.
Okay. So I find the power pack. So I got MP44, and it's obviously, if you're watching the video, you can see that the transformation that I have it's not like super tight and everything. I tried it. I opened it. I looked at the instructions. I followed the first step, and I gave up because I'm like, I hate this. The sides of the cab are connected and fold up into the feet. If that tells you
Yeah,
anything.
Well, I mean, we saw that in
Yes.
pictures months ago.
Yes, but having it in your hand and unfurled like that in front of you, splayed out in front of you.
No, I think
Um,
Splode Out is probably a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah. So I'm like, screw this. I'm not following the instructions. I'm just going to do this and figure it out. And it took me about, I'll admit, I might have been on a couple of conference calls as I was doing this today. So between other taking notes and calls and stuff, it took me about an hour, but I figured it out. So the transformation, I immediately hated it, but going through it, it's no worse. It's actually better than, say, Beast Wars Megatron or Beast Wars Dinobot.
Well,
Really?
it has to be better than Dinobot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had an easier time with this than Megatron, and I was watching YouTube videos with that. So
That's probably because it turns into a rectangular truck, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, Megatron seemed a lot more like actual origami going on.
yeah, but to the point, Matt, if things fold into themselves like 11-dimensional space. Things like, yes, it's a rectangular truck, but
But there's a Tesseract inside of it.
yes, it's unnecessary. I mean, we've talked about this before. Like I really hate panel formers, and that's all masterpieces are now, panel formers. With vehicles, they don't have to be. They don't have to be panel formers, but they are.
No, they don't. That's why I didn't order one.
Yes,
But I mean, don't they kinda to pull off what this is pulling off?
What? It doesn't. The vehicle mode's horrible. The vehicle mode is horrible. The
All
front
right.
part of the cab is nice.
Uh-huh.
The back part is horrible.
That's true. It's a masterpiece version of the toy. How about that?
Yeah, the original G1 toy is fine.
Yeah. Oh, that does occur to me. That did occur to me looking at the pics on Twitter in preparation of this coming to me that my 5-year-old self would be ashamed of me and what Transformers have become. Because like this is so like against the spirit of like grabbing a toy and 5 steps later having a robot. This is kind of gross.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Apparently, then 5-year-old me is what's dominating me these days because like that's still all I'm looking for.
So Crunton in the chat's asking, is MP10 cab mode better than MP44 cab mode? I will say yes, but I'll also say the robot mode is for MP44 is clearly superior.
If you want to look like the cartoon specifically.
If you want to look like the cartoon. It's just nicer looking, and the color pops. It's beautiful. It just completely, and it just pops. Is it worth retail? No. It is not.
3 Fort Maxes from back in the day plus 6-shot maybe, something like that.
So like the other pack-in stuff I haven't really gotten a chance to play around with. There's some battle damaged parts, which just a couple, which make me again realize I would rather just have a Dark Awakening Optimus Prime.
That would be awesome. When you said that on Twitter, I was like, oh yeah, I want that now.
Give them some time. They could totally do that as a later variant.
When the mold degrades enough for MP10. It'd be perfect.
See, that'll be the one they release without the trailer.
Yes. Okay, I would buy that. I would absolutely buy that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go too far into it. If you haven't already bought it, don't. If you have it on pre-order, enjoy it. I mean, opening it up it's the most impressive toy that I have ever opened. Just from like looking at it coming out of the box with all the accessories and everything, it's really impressive looking. Transformation is, I think it speaks partly to like the quality of the engineering and also my patience that I was able to figure it out. I like it. I don't love it. It's going to go on my shelf, and I will confuse it and the Magic Square version until I accidentally pick it up, and then I will know immediately which one is which. But yeah, so it's if you want this, if there's any doubt whatsoever, just skip it. A couple other things.
I'm surprised John bought one of these because he's
He
not
doesn't like
traditionally
Masterpiece.
a Masterpiece guy, except for the Beast Wars ones.
I am not. I am choosy, and
You
this
choose
one, I guess intrigued me.
I would choose
guess.
GIF.
I'm an idiot, basically.
Me too.
Yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. No paint chipping, no visible paint chipping on
None.
mine that I can tell so far.
The ratchet, I didn't realize what was wrong with the knee, but the ratchet on one leg is tighter than the other. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Couple other things I got. I've been monitoring Transformers buy and sell groups more lately, and just when something tickles my fancy, I pick it up. So I lost my childhood one at some point since childhood. G1 Overkill. I have a dinosaur tape. Hello. Look at me. I got that. A toy that I'd honestly forgotten existed, which is G2 Jetstorm, the Dune Buggy.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, God, I always want to say Smoke Jumper, but it's Smoke Screen. G2 Dreadwing and Smoke Screen.
Nice.
Yeah. So, it's complete. I don't have the missiles in, so... Yeah,
I'd have to wager that's probably one in the top 10 best toys of all time.
it's up there. I have every version of the mold, but ATB Megatron, which I will never own.
Right.
Well, I mean, you can get BB and
I've got it.
what's his name? It's
Yeah,
practically the same thing.
it's incredibly close, but it's not in an ATB Megatron G2 box,
Right,
which I'll
true.
never have that. I've already forgotten the name, so thank you, Spider Bob, for my impression of Overkill. I've already forgotten the name of it. It's a Prowl from Cyberverse that has the armor thing.
Spark armor?
It's not. Is that not? It's not what it is it?
Isn't it?
Spark armor, yeah.
But the name of this one specifically.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what the name of the armor is.
Yeah.
Galaxy Patrol.
Is that what it is?
Is it?
I believe so. Yes, because I bought that one too because there's a lot of reference to a Brave character called Guardstar with that armor.
Yeah, I mean, it looked familiar-ish. Honestly, the reason I got it was not because of the armor. I got it because, more or less, looking at it, with some simplification, the toy basically looks like it transforms like the G1 toy. So, like in the box or on the card. So, you take the armor off. The head sticks out at the top. It folds in. It's actually kind of nice. And I think it was like $15, which is probably more than it's worth.
Probably.
But it's way better than Skybite. It's like,
that just makes me sad now.
It's a million times better than Skybite.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? So, and oh well, okay. I'll mention this. I'll do a non-Transformers thing. Going back to my newfound hobby of blowing money on cardboard, I pulled the best card I will ever pull in my entire life. It's like the best card. Like, since collecting cards since I was 8 years old. Actually, they didn't start inserting stuff like this until I was like 12 or 13 or 14. It's literally it's a one of one. It's a completely unique card that's autographed and numbered one of one of Hall of Famer, recent Hall of Famer, Chipper Jones of the Atlanta Braves. But like, I got it. So basically now, in the last 10, 15 years, they've started doing cards that are of a limited run. So it'll say like 1 of 75 or 5 of 75 or 50 of 299, whatever. And I got this one, and I actually thought it was the common variant, which is because the card was the color-ish of the common variant. So my bias was it has to be the common one. So I spent like a day trying to figure out what the card was. When if I'd have just realized that it really, 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 really was the rare one, I would have had it like that. So I was just very happy with that. I'll never pull anything better.
How much do you think that card's worth?
I could probably sell it for $400 or $500.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's almost a Unicron.
I know.
You could pay for that MP44 they made a mistake on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I'm going to keep it because it's a reminder that it's the best thing I'll ever pull as far as cards go, and I could just stop maybe. It's kind of like winning the lottery. Maybe do I still need to buy lottery tickets? I don't know. Okay. Let's see here. Jason, you've not been on in a while. What do you have?
Yeah, I've not been on for a long time, and I have like a whopping 3 things. But you'll love this, Brian. You will love this because my 3 things are all third party. So I have, let's see, I got Iron Factory Hex Wrench. So this is the Wheeljack. Yeah, he's a nice little guy. So I have Jazz and Red Alert as the two other Iron Factory. I like the Iron Factory cars. They do a really good job with them. And then the other thing, even though it's 2 figures, they came in 1 pack. I got, all right, let me see if I can remember these names here. Fekta and Mizar. So Kaon and Voss from the DJD. So to go along with the Tarn I have. And they're cool. They're fun. I've transformed them, play a little bit. They're nice. This will become the back end of the dual fusion cannon in combined mode. And he'll just be a sniper rifle because that's all he does. Now, not the important thing, but also in the box you get a lot. Like you get both feet for the combiner mode, the overall combiner. You get the front half of the fusion cannon. So I actually could have combined him with that, but I'm not doing that for a while. And you also get what is in the instructions referred to as the Statue of Tyrant, which is basically just the torso part for the combiner. Yeah. And thankfully, Matt was good enough when he got his. Did you get Bruticus or Ruination? I can't remember which one you got.
Bruticus, yeah.
Bruticus. When he got his Bruticus, he warned me that the combiners are very parts formery for the Iron Factory. And yeah, considering I have the entire torso just sitting here, I think he was very much right about that.
Yeah, that happened with the Bruticus as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's still going to be cool. But yeah,
it looks amazing when you put it together. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah, I'm actually excited to have these guys combined, even though DJD is really, as a separate thing, is really cool too. So yeah, I just need to get Helix and Tesseract, and I'm all set. So hopefully it'll come out in the next couple months. I think they're supposed to be out in September. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're pushed back a little bit. But hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be able to do the whole thing. So yeah, that's it. Almost forgot. You also get replacement arms for Tarn with them. So if you were one of the unlucky, I'd say few, but it seemed like it was more than a few people. If your shoulders exploded on Tarn and you're getting these two, you can fix it right away. Mine's fine, so I just have spare arms now, which is nice.
Why Tarn shoulder hurt?
Iron Factory, the stuff that I've dealt with has pretty tight tolerances, at least at first.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I shock oiled mine, which helped a lot. But yeah, a lot of people were you go to move the shoulder and it just kind of cracks on you. So they made it right. I'm assuming if you're getting one, you're getting all of them. So, and if not, they're two nice figures too. So add to it. But yeah, it's a nice little package they gave. So for the $70 for the two figures and everything else, it's actually not bad what you get for it. So I'm pretty happy with this set so far.
Does the sniper rifle have like a 5mm handle so other stuff can play with it, or?
No, the handle is actually, I don't even know if it'll show up, but it's got like a little teeth thing in here at the bottom. So I'm assuming it's going to be something special for the combined hands, which
ruin forever.
Yeah. So
it's garbage. Throw it away.
Yeah, I should try to see if I could have made it work with. I'll give that a shot and follow up on that at some point, but it doesn't appear to be that way right now. So sorry.
Rob, you get something?
Yeah, I did get something. Somebody sent me hunger for the Terracons I am slowly amassing. And note did not have a name, but I think I have an idea of who it was, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. And hunger is really actually great. I really like how it comes together as a torso in particular. Absolutely everything locks down to everything else. It is pretty much the perfection in that sense of the Silver Bolt engineering family. It is really well done as a torso, and I think the other modes look pretty decent as well. So yeah, I'm one step closer now, and the most difficult step at that to getting Abominus put together, and I'm really happy with it.
I hope Turtler is as stable in torso mode as Hunger.
Yeah, really.
So
should be.
For people watching the video, I put part of the Jam comic up. I think there are people who aren't familiar with it. So whenever you hear us make the "Why My Shoulders Hurt" joke, it's a reference to something from years ago in the Transformers fandom. Check it out. Just Google.
Yeah, I mean,
Jam.
it's very possible there's people who aren't familiar with that, considering that was like 17 years ago.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
There's people in the fandom who are alive now who weren't when that was made.
Yeah. Jam, Jaam. Transformers, Google it. It's worth it. Why my shoulders hurt. Yum, Jam. Okay. God, there's so many in-jokes that I think everybody knows, but they don't.
Just me.
Yeah. XV, how is it that you live? I thought you died in the TF Generations 2 comic number 11.
Unfortunately, I don't remember what the next line was, or else I would,
Yeah, okay. So, God, I miss being like early 20s, late teens.
But, why am I floating here in space like this?
Why am I floating in space like this? Okay. God, I'm just wanting to read Ravage 3 Bodies Evolution so bad. I should listen to the recording that we did of that. Cool. Okay, so Rob got that. Diecast, what'd you get?
Okay.
So
wait for it.
Brian, then?
Wait for it.
Hey, he's back.
There we go.
Hey,
Oh, did I freeze?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Diecast, what'd you get?
I got Fans Toys Quietus, the Toon versions. So it has the lavender. It was really shocking when I took it out of the box, and now it almost seems white to me. Like, I don't know, my eyes are playing tricks on me. Because it looked very lavender, and then I took it out, and maybe it's just the light. It's very, very light. I like him though. I didn't transform him, so I don't know if the cockpit actually tabs down better than the first run with the white hands and legs. But yeah, he's really nice, and I really love the engineering on this. I mean, just how skinny the figure is absolutely amazing for what it transforms into. So I'm happy to have another one.
It looks really nice.
It does
Yeah.
look really nice. I just hate the name.
Hey,
I mean,
You can
it's one of
change his
those-
name.
It's one of those things where, like, it's a Latin word and the meaning of it kind of fits, but I don't remember specifically what it is.
You can change his name to Cyclonus. It's okay.
So wait,
well,
I mean, I don't want to say what the word is that I think of when, but I would, I would just call him Quietus Interruptus.
Ah.
That's how. Yeah.
Diecast, have you held him up to the original release to see if the shading difference is actually more noticeable in person than in pictures? Because I looked at several pictures just out of curiosity, and I could barely tell a difference in most of them.
Well, my original is in vehicle mode, but let's try and.
I'm pretty sure the color's still on it though.
Wait. Did I miss something? Is it today? Was it today? Matt.
I mean, it's today, yeah.
Is today the day?
What are you talking about?
Who?
The anniversary of your entrance.
Oh yeah, it's today.
Holy crap! I thought it was later this week. Happy birthday, Matt.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, since you don't share that like online, like
No, you can just broadcast it over the internet. That's fine.
yes, happy birthday, Matt.
Don, it looks the same.
Okay.
Blues
I
look the
just
same.
because a lot of the people that I know that bought the first one was again really kind of upset they were doing it in a new shade, but you really couldn't tell from the pictures. And Chris and Rob can probably say that purple was probably not the easiest color to get across on camera. If you have shading differences,
It
Unless
might
it's
be a tad purpler,
Not turtler.
but it's just a very it's almost unrecognizable.
Yeah. Because I've got the X Transbots Cyclonus, whatever it was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Is it bad?
I
I thought that was like the first good one.
I'm sure by now it's been surpassed by other things, but I really just wanted it to go with because I've got Andreas, and I've got that. So I've got Galvatron, Scourge, and Cyclonus, which is all I was really looking to do. So that's why I didn't get Quietus for the money. But I just know a lot of people were like, they're coming out with a new Quietus, and you can't tell the shading differences.
In celebration of Matt's birthday, I just tweeted out my favorite album art that I've ever done.
That photo's not
Didn't
doctored
you
in
have-
any way whatsoever.
Yeah, didn't you have to, like, build a smile onto him?
Oh yeah, I used Face app
Yeah.
to do that.
Somehow, I don't think Build-A-Mat workshops are going to take off, Brian.
No,
I do.
probably not.
Cool. Okay. Diecast. Did you get anything else besides?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, cool. Anybody else get anything? Matt, did you get anything cool for your birthday?
Not necessarily for my birthday, but I did get some stuff. Yeah. So, I bought my very first Cyberverse figure ever.
Really?
Whoa.
No.
Yeah.
Where'd you find it?
Yes, I got no. I found it at Walmart yesterday.
Oh, I need to go.
I told
Maybe
you he
after
was
the show.
out looking for nulls.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You weren't wrong.
I actually kind of like him. The only thing that kind of bothers me is, if you can see it here, the robot head does not fold away. It just kind of hangs out there in the mouth.
That's fine. Makes it easier to eat.
Yeah.
But I mean, other
Like
than that,
Jaws 3.
it's, yeah. Other than that, it's surprisingly similar to the Legends class version. Just 1.5 times larger.
So over under, are you getting 20 or 30 of those?
I'll get a couple, but I'm not going to go.
So 30.
Over-
Okay.
Or do
completely
you want to just stick with the
overboard.
one and have that be like the mother Sharkticon?
Oh, I can
Ooh.
have a bruiser class of Sharkticon.
There you
I thought
go.
that's what the alligators were for.
We don't have any alligators, though.
Give them time. I mean,
Yeah,
Cyberverse
we
seems
can do
perfect
that.
for that now.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I would be all about that if they were to make those. But also, I picked up something off eBay, just something that I had passed on originally, and I don't know why, but the Transformers United Wipeout from the Reveal the Shield Wind Charger.
Yeah.
Found a really good price on this 2-pack, and I love the black and blue color scheme on this thing. It just really, really looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I have him with my Triptychon in front.
Nice.
So which toy is that?
The Transformers United Wipeout off the Reveal the Shield Wind Charger mold.
I don't know if I have it. I think I do. I should. Was it? It wasn't like a Million Publishing version or anything, was it?
No, it was
No.
retail. I think I bought one at like Shardicon.
Yeah.
See, everybody was so worried about not being able to get that wind charger.
Oh,
that
it was
whole
that wind charger, not the
Yeah.
one that came later.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I have it then.
yeah. And then when that 2-pack came out, everywhere sold out because everyone was afraid that's the only way to get that wind charger.
It was like getting the Rumble and Frenzy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you finally get one?
I
I remember you did some backdoor way to get it. I thought.
had to
wait
Rumble
for the
Frenzy, I
reissue.
think, was through a forum sale or something.
Gotcha.
I got in on that one early.
It took some effort, put it that way.
I got in on that one early. I didn't have a problem with that. But yeah, just the Wipeout Wind Charger 2-pack I had passed on. You know, I had the Wind Charger already and never thought I'd have a Triptychon that needed a Wipeout to go along with him to get killed on his first mission. So, but now I have it.
I was
And-
kind of hoping we would see the Power of the Primes tailgate done in that deco.
That would have been a nice little add-on for, you know, something in the Generation Select series. But
I gotta check my
But
email to see if I have this toy. Otherwise, I gotta buy it.
You know, speaking of things that were hard to get, did anyone get any of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives today?
Not today.
no, and I didn't get any last week either. That's why I wasn't here because I
He
was angry.
Yeah.
But
I got Prime yesterday, but that's it.
Oh, congratulations.
And
you.
today from Hasbro Pulse, I got in the mail the
Oh,
Wolverine
nice. I
and
got that.
Hulk 2-pack.
Oh, nice.
I couldn't get the the SDCC Hulk, which is the one I wanted, but that looks like a pretty good replacement.
Yeah, after the Power Rangers debacle, I didn't even try to get anything else. Like I didn't want to even mess with the exclusives. I'm still kind of upset about that. So
I don't blame
It
you.
looks like that's the only way to get all the weapons for the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay, so that 2-pack comes with the Power Blaster, which breaks down to the individual weapons, but as they release the individual Rangers, they should also have their individual weapons.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I just wanted the Gold Ranger.
Yeah.
you know.
And
Go ahead, Don.
no, I was gonna say I tried to get.
Okay, so Don.
And he froze up again.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
He
I'll
tried.
finish up. I tried to get an MP10G Prime Ghostbuster
He already
Prime.
has
That way
one.
I can.
He
That way I
already
can
has one.
flip it
Yeah.
and pay for my reflectors.
So, real quick, I think Don's actually really gone. Where's the
I think
picture?
his internet's turned on him tonight.
Yeah, this is the second time.
So, I'll show off. This is a TFW gallery, but I don't care. So earlier this week, somebody had posted the photo on Twitter of Takara Dark of the Moon Air Raid, and just how nice looking it was. I was like, God, it is really nice looking. It's like, I really need that. And I thought, do I have that? So I got up and looked all across my office and all the stuff, and I'm like, I don't have it. So I went to eBay to buy it, and it was a little more than I wanted to spend at the time, so I saved the search, and I sat down and I forgot about it. The next day, I was just sitting at my desk that I got up from before and just turned my head slightly to the left, and he was staring me in the face. But if for those who don't remember it,
That's the breakaway retool, right? Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
yeah. So, but the reason what made me think of it was like the mind wipe or the wipeout thing, because I really need to thoroughly check to make sure I don't have it before I pull the trigger, because I probably do, because I think I bought that set, but it's just hard to find. So I got to be careful.
Well,
Don, you froze up when you were trying to talk about your thing. So get your thing out. Then, oh wait,
Oh, please, no.
that's not what I meant.
Phrasing.
I'm sorry, Don. tell us what you're trying to say, then we'll move on.
I think he's gone again.
Oh, God. I'm leaving this then. So let's move on. Anybody else get anything? Okay, so
well, remember last week I mentioned getting a Warehouse Deals Brunt.
Yeah.
For the eventual goal of having some kind of crazy super robot Brunt made of 3 of them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I got another Warehouse Deals Brunt. This one was slightly more than the one last week, and actually came in worse condition packaging somehow. So apparently, there's no rhyme or reason to that. But yeah, now I have the 3 of them, and I can eventually spend time playing with assembling my Brunts.
So, funny thing is, like, I know where some of that stuff comes from anyway, because I had ordered something, and it might have been a Brunt. It might have been a Brunt that. It's something I either intended to keep in the box or I was going to give it as contest fodder. And it came and the box was dinged up. So I just returned it. And they sent it back because it came in a padded envelope. Somebody just beat the crap out of it. So I sent a nice, polite letter to Amazon and, went to my local Amazon locker and just dropped it in. And they sent me another one. And it came in a box.
Well, maybe I wound up with one of your reject Brunts.
It could be. So, okay. So, fortunately, I took a lot of stuff out of the news because I didn't know that there wasn't a lot that I wanted to talk about. And I figured other talk would sort of, creep in.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. So, the big news for this week, though, is Generations Selects Seacons Wave 2, Kraken, and Lobclaw.
The big
Color
news
code.
is Forever Unicron until it gets funded.
So, we will have Seacons definitely before Unicron. If Unicron it happens or not, Seacons definitely will. God, they look great.
They look so good.
So this
And
is
they just went for pre-order on Pulse today.
And Nautilator. I can never remember Nautilator. They just look so good. Yeah, they are available on Hasbro Pulse. God.
They look expensive.
They're $35 each. If you ever bought a Takara Deluxe before, you paid more than that, most likely. It's because I was paying $40 per Deluxe before.
I mean, with Amazon Japan and a good exchange rate, we probably were paying under 30 a bit.
We could
but,
back when we were buying a lot of this stuff, though. Amazon Japan, like when I first got into buying the Takara Deluxes,
oh sure,
yeah, Amazon Japan didn't work in the U.S.
Yeah,
it finally did toward the end of Titan's Return, toward the middle of Titan's Return. But
and that was nice.
Paying $35 for a Japanese deluxe is nothing new to us.
Yeah, no,
it's really not.
Hello.
Welcome
Hi,
back.
Don.
Yes.
Yes, caller, you're on.
Yeah, so before I
Don-
get dropped again.
Yeah, Don, what do you
No,
think?
we moved on.
Yeah, we moved on. Don, what do you think about Nautilator and Sea-Wing?
No, I'm going to talk about what the hell I got this week because I've tried twice. So I got Power of the Spark, Ratchet, and Shockwave. I found them.
Okay, so Nautilator and Sea-Wing.
Oh,
Okay, so
I think he's still talking too.
Is that like sea legs?
Sea Legs?
Is
God,
there
you
going
look-
to be a sea legs in this set?
I think Nautilator is probably the closest to that.
Now that picture you have up right now, Brian, that does give me a little bit of pause on Nautilator because those.
Oh,
The white space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They-
I noticed that too.
the
the Gap. What are you talking?
Mm-hmm.
yeah the alt mode, the crab legs kind of are just on one little piece of plastic. Like it looks like it's on one hinge and doesn't really connect to anything.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, these are remolds. It's not a completely new mold like Unicron would be, but
Okay. So Diecast is muted too.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, considering they're taking Ripper Snapper / Blot and turning it into a lobster, some concessions have to be expected.
Yeah, and
Work.
like that's the only thing I can see wrong with these things is that kind of scares me. Like if there's not a second connection port for that, like if that's one
It
little
might
hinge
also
is
just be
supposed
bad
to hold the figure's
photoshopping.
weight. Maybe.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Design
I am in.
plastic
I
that
am
hovers.
I am in love with these things. It is just amazing.
Yes, I pre-ordered 2 of each.
So did I.
I just
Okay,
did
good.
one.
I feel less bad now.
You
Zero
shouldn't.
We lost Don. Don, you okay?
I'm fine. It just the thing just keeps.
Skype's so crazy.
I mean, I
I
guess
hate
there's
Skype.
some.
Did it
I
update
guess-
like in the middle of the call?
No, it just has
God, I
been
hate
dropping
Skype.
me.
This podcast is brought to you by Skype.
we're
Yeah.
we're required to say that.
Yeah.
Technically, we are required to say that. We just don't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
tell our
it-
service
it-
changed.
Yeah, but I'll say that I like the way Ceiling turned out.
Yeah.
With Nautilator, that's why I didn't say anything because he looks. I guess they're doing what they can with these molds to because these are some pretty drastic changes to these molds. I just wish I wish Piranacon was higher up on a must get best version or must get new version because I'm not interested really
Drop
in
Don
these
from
for
the call. Drop him from the call.
No, I
right
mean-
now.
See, Don gets
okay,
it.
Give it a minute. It'll happen by itself.
no,
It'll
no,
happen by
no,
itself.
I'll be honest.
It's my birthday. I will not tolerate speaking ill of the
I'm not speaking ill of them, Matt. I'm just saying if I
He's
didn't
just saying
have
it smells a little fishy.
yeah, if I didn't have Vehicle of Ultron looming on the horizon,
Oh God.
and I didn't,
What's Vehicle of Ultron have to
Yeah,
do
okay.
with
Drop
Seacon?
Don from the call.
no, what I'm saying is I'd rather take the money the Seacons would cost and put it towards that Voltron, just because I like the Seacons. But if this was them doing a Raiden, or them doing a new version of Landclaws, or
Why do you
some,
say land cloth when it's
Land-
commonly accepted as land cross?
it's the way they said it in the show. I'm sorry.
I'm
Back
I'm
when-
fine
back
with
when-
that. They,
back
things
when I was
Don,
change
training-
these
every
aren't
time.
coming out till 2020. They're not coming out till.
I
That's
just-
that's the full year before
January and-
Unicron.
Yeah.
January and February of 2020, which is
Yeah.
4 months away, 5
I
months
know,
away.
but
Right.
it's just for the
So
money.
by
For
the
the
time
money, I just
by the time
don't-
we're on our
Got a
6th
budget in their
Unicron
own way.
extension, by the time we're on our 6th Unicron extension, we'll be getting wave 2 of these things.
Yeah. I'll just be honest. The Seacons are not high enough on my list of characters to warrant needing the best or the newest version. I'd rather wait and I'd rather put that money towards the Zeta Toys
There would
Raiden.
be another
Yeah,
version.
You know what, Don? If Master Force had not made such a positive impression on me the first time I watched it, I would
It's Master
probably
Force.
agree with you.
Don, Master Force.
Yes, but it's
You love Master Force.
Yes, but I don't love them. I don't love the Seacons that much.
Then watch it again.
If they like people in the chat have said, if they do some God Neptune colors, then
I'll
I
buy
might
those
be
too.
interested.
Yeah,
I
me
just,
too.
I just
I'll buy those too just because they're pretty. I've never even seen Beast
Club
Wars second.
Seacons. I'll buy it.
yeah.
That's pretty too.
I like the way the Seacons look. I just don't take them for that money if they're just not that affordable.
But to Don's other point, I'd be super impressed if they managed to remold the Terracons as Raiden.
Okay, so let's take a break because I'm losing everybody. So we're missing.
John.
Jason, John, and Diecast.
Oh yeah, Jason was here.
Yeah.
Jason was here.
What's wrong, man?
This is the first time it's been that bad in years. That happened once before.
Yeah.
What's wrong? I know you're hungry. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I
I know
know.
you're hungry. Ah,
No,
and here
Possibly
comes
for
dinner.
human flesh.
I know you're hungry for my blood.
Be my
Don't you bite me.
Frankenstein.
Don't
I
you
told
fight
you.
me.
Human
Yeah.
flesh.
No.
Okay, so
Don't you swap at me. Don't you swipe at me.
Courtney,
Wipe at him. Do it,
You
Nasty.
You get here to the vet tomorrow, okay?
threaten
no
me
wonder
with
that,
that. I
too.
hear you.
Got get some ears taken care of.
Sorry, guys. We had to take a break for Massey to attack Don.
Okay, so let's come back. I can salvage that. We'll end it. I'll. This will be so much fun tomorrow. I added Jason back. He's not here. Jason? He's the
He
girlfriend.
can't handle a full show anymore.
No.
He can only do a half.
Gotta get his stamina back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move the next item.
Yeah, I think we've talked to the Seacons enough.
No, Don, I'm skipping. We're done with Seacons. I'm moving the next item just to.
Oh, you're moving. I said you're moving to the next item.
No, I guess I am. Chris, can you speak? I was going to go in and read this article a little more closely. Is Jason back yet?
No.
Well, I'll have time to read this.
I'll refresh myself too, so I make sure I'm current on it.
Okay.
Is John back yet?
Yes.
He's right there.
I'm here.
Okay, well, okay, there you are. All right.
God, it's
Okay.
almost like you're saying he's invisible. That's not nice, Don.
No, I'm saying
He's not invisible. He's just on mute.
no. I'm just
Not the
saying
same thing.
the
Okay.
way my Windows didn't load, his box was empty there
Oh.
for a minute.
All right, sure.
Yeah. But John, do we have any new shirts coming up?
I haven't thought about shirts in a while. Thanks for the reminder. I need to get back on that. Now that
That site hates us. They never even pushed half the shirts that John did.
that's true. Also true.
Yeah, that sounds like Skype.
Yeah, Skype update screwed up Jason. He said he can't join.
Huh.
Oh man.
Huh. So
That's
Duron retired. I
weird.
didn't think he was old enough to retire.
Well, just from the show on a regular basis.
Oh.
Well,
Okay. Weird. Okay. Let's do this. We're coming back. Okay. Hey. So people watching live know that we just had a fun network issue that lasted about 15 minutes.
It was an adventure.
It was an adventure. For whatever reason, my network crapped out. So
I hear a cat.
there's a cat. It's
Ooh,
Massey.
is there going to be a Massey attack?
No, he my good boy.
No, he's not.
No,
Yeah.
he is not a good boy.
Silly boo.
So, God,
Wow,
I
that
want to
was
talk.
a-
I want to go to the news item, but I also want to hear Massey rattle Don. Okay, well, we'll rejoin that story as it develops. So, according to a CNBC article, an interview with Brian Goldner, Hasbro CEO, he discussed Hasbro's acquisition of Entertainment One and Death Row Records. Did anybody else have that story sent to them like 50 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have friends who should know that I don't need that stuff sent to me because I know it before you do. I'm like, God, I don't need that story reshared with me. And I got it like a week later, and I'm like, come on. But he was
I
talking
thought
about
it was a
Coming,
joke
guys.
at first.
I mean, like, you know, they owned media, you know, they're a holding company, I guess, and you know, they owned IPs and they own Death Row Records. So, yay.
It's just not something you would normally equate with Hasbro.
yeah.
Yeah, CNBC
Not
actually
exactly.
asked Goldner about that directly, like, you know, what their plans were with Death Row Records now, because, boy, that sure didn't seem like something Hasbro would ever end up owning, and it was kind of a cop-out answer. It was just kind of like, you know, well, you know, we're investigating all the stuff that we've taken on in this, and we're, of course, going to try to make the best use out of every resource we have. But
Yeah,
it
they'll
was,
just
it
sell
was
it.
funny that they did kind of do a tongue-in-cheek question on that.
But they'll just end up probably divesting themselves of that eventually. Like, I'm certain, you know, the folks involved with that would actually like to own their own stuff again. So there's not going to be any shortage of buyers for it. But so Hasbro, Brian Goldner, the CEO, talked also about the whole China tariffs that our executive branch is currently discussing and how they're going to handle it. And in the short term, of course, just like every other company, the consumer will be the ones who pay for that.
Hooray.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, please mute.
Or stop typing, one or the other.
I'm not typing. I was petting Massey.
Then pet
Then
Massey
mute.
less
Pet him.
less rigorously.
Gently.
Yeah.
wasn't making any sounds, I promise.
It was horrific.
Perhaps replace Massey with a membrane Massey instead of a mechanical Massey for.
Yes. Maybe it wasn't done. And maybe
it wasn't me. I was literally had my hands on my legs with one of my hands patting Massey.
Okay.
I literally didn't even have my hands on the keyboard.
Okay. This is a great episode.
Good
this
show.
Is awesome. Yeah. So great.
It's not a
We
disaster
haven't
at
done
all.
one
Not-
of these in forever.
No, we haven't.
That's refreshing.
Yeah.
It is.
Edit point.
You got a lot of editing to do, Brian.
For your birthday, Matt, you are getting the full classic Radio Free Cybertron experience.
Done.
Enjoy.
Hype.
Chaos is always fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and this is why everybody should be watching live on Wednesday night
Oh,
at
well,
tfradio.net/live.
I
Otherwise,
can't
you
save
miss a
this.
lot of this.
I can't save this for the podcast.
Yeah.
But
Matt is our cube.
okay, yeah, I can believe that. So, so consumers will be paying for this, and short term, I think Hasbro, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, but Hasbro is looking at ways of mitigating this. Because they're already in Vietnam.
That's their hope.
Yeah.
So moving production out of China is one way for them to get around tariffs. And of course, it's worth pointing out directly here that Transformers already are out of China. They've been in Vietnam production for years already. There may still be a small portion of Transformers products that come out of Chinese production facilities, but for the most part, we shouldn't see a direct impact from the tariffs on what we buy.
Good.
Question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it possible just to spread out their losses as much as possible that they might increase prices across the board, even on things that don't come from China?
Yes, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, kind of what I was thinking.
That's why I said we won't see a direct impact, but it doesn't mean that, there won't be collateral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expect $25 deluxes sooner rather than later.
We don't know that. Maybe. Entirely possible. So, yeah, that's interesting. There's more at T-Formers, and then they link to the CNBC article. So, definitely worth looking into. Okay, so big news item. Sorry, Matt. The Beast Wars Neo Big Convoy Matrix Buster version pictures and details. So, this first popped up a couple weeks ago, and we were curious how this...
Winter Summer Wonderfest, sorry.
Yes. And we were curious how this was going to be handled, if it was going to be one edition or if it was going to have the weapon, included. Of course, you're going to spend more. So, it is pre-orderable. It can be pre-ordered through the end of September. It'll ship in late February of 2020, and is it a Takara Mall exclusive?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get this mold again.
So this one is in more toy-based deco, where the previous Encore Big Convoy was deco based on the cartoon appearance.
Yes. Yeah. You're right.
So you're not rebuying exactly the same thing again, except with a gun now.
Except for this now matches basically the version I have had for 20 years.
Right. Well, I mean, there is that, but
Yeah.
now it comes with a big gun.
It's worth it. I'll buy it.
Well, it's pretty ingenious too, because that big cannon was it's an invention for the cartoon. So you'd want that with your cartoon colored version. So like they've got you to double dip on this no matter what.
And I need
Sinister.
I need to get the cartoon version of I've got the cartoon version of Optimus Primal, the Masterpiece toy. That I don't have the toy version. So I need to get the toy version to go with my original Big Convoy. Yes, okay. So that's certainly that. But yeah, so that's cool. So we didn't have a T-Formers article to link to. This diecast reminded us of this in pre-show. That Golden Optimus Prime, was it going to be like was it going to be like a trophy?
A trophy thing, yeah.
Yeah. That was what was the threshold for that to fund? Was it 3,000 units, 3,500? Do we remember?
I don't remember how many specific units, but they only got about halfway to their goal.
And it didn't fund.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that golden Optimus Prime on the trophy pedestal, which apparently it was not removable from that. It could transform, but you couldn't remove it from the pedestal, so that was going to be real interesting looking at some point. But that was also the thing that came with all the like reproduction print materials, and apparently they were working on including a bunch of like concept design art and that sort of thing. Like if this had gone through, it would have been a really interesting informational resource if you could get it imported. Unfortunately, though, we've lost out on that, at least for the time being. They may or may not try again at some point, but probably not soon.
So in the chat, a couple comments. Rodimus Supreme, if it was removable, it probably would have been funded. You're probably right.
It wouldn't have hurt for sure.
And Ryan called it Urine Prime. So there's already a P Magnus.
Yeah, no, see, this is kind of different. This would be more like Electrum Prime.
Electrum, yeah, you're right.
That looked a lot better than the
Don't-
one they came
Ryan
out
was
with
like,
not
don't
long ago.
read that. Too late. Too late.
Yeah, no, but if you want a urine-colored Transformer, look into Shining Ultra Magnus from
It's
like
expensive.
2002. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. I need it in my life, and I didn't. It's one of those things I didn't get it when it came out, and I regret it.
I
Well,
can
it's
get you
just
a knockoff of it.
Just like me with Fire Guts Jinrai.
How much is the knockoff?
It's a legend size, so it would
Oh, no, it
be
doesn't count.
cheap.
Yeah, that's not going to satisfy him.
No.
It
He
looks
needs more
terrible.
P than that.
It looks terrible enough for
So help. Speaking of funding, help fund this disaster. tfradio.net/Amazon. Help me get better internet. I should start using that. No, I can't. I would like to. I have the best internet that Spectrum offers. It's just that their internet's not that great. So, and actually wasn't Spectrum on their end. It was on my internal network. So I need to check out what's going on. But tfradio.net/Amazon. Anything you buy, everything you buy using that link helps us out. If you want to Fire TV to watch tfradio.net/Fire TV on, you can do that by going, and this is confusing, tfradio.net/Amazon. Search for Fire TV or Fire Stick. Buy one, hook it up to your TV, and watch us. All the disaster that happened before. I need to somehow, as much as possible, include that in this week's Fire TV episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Phantom Dawn typing and everything. It's funny. It's funny. I believe I think I know what happened. Dawn wasn't actually typing. He was petting Massey. And but Massey's head just happens to be made of, a hollow coconut. And
Or key switches.
yes. And that's
Well,
what happened.
it sounded like someone was typing on an IBM mechanical keyboard, which I don't have anymore.
I have a couple of them, but I'm not using them right now. Yes. It's the IBM Model M keyboard, still the best keyboard ever.
I'm on a Mac. I don't know what those three letters
It's
mean.
a buckling spring keyboard. Buckling spring. Best keyboard ever.
I
Okay.
hate Mac keyboards.
God. Do they even have keys anymore? Don't you just slide your finger across them?
Just think real hard.
And
I
think,
wish
what if-
someone would make a full-size touchscreen keyboard.
I think they have. Maybe not Apple.
Well, no, one for a computer I would actually use.
You know what Apple will do? They'll invent the touch keyboard, right? And then 5 years later, they'll invent
Don't
the
they have
tactile
one?
keyboard.
Don't they have a keyboard that has a strip
And
along
they'll
the
bring
top?
keys back. Say what now?
Yeah.
They have a key. Apple has a keyboard with a touch surface across the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laptop. Yeah.
Almost.
I think they are phasing that out, though.
Oh, they
We
should.
just need L cars is what we
That's
need.
pretty much what I want. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want the touchscreen thing, and then to have people develop software for it to customize it into different looks and feels. And I mean, it'd be the ultimate thing if you're into like setting up a bunch of macro operations. You know, you could just configure it for all your shortcuts and stuff, and just have it all right there, and not have to do like stupid tricks or buy Stream Decks or anything.
So Spider Bob has a point. Surface tablet or any tablet has a a keyboard that's
Well, yes, I would just hope that like a purpose-built touchscreen keyboard would be less than $800 to $1,500.
Of course not. If it's an Apple product, it'd be like $14,000.
Yes, but I wouldn't get the Apple product because I wouldn't have one of those computers.
Yeah.
But I guess that makes me Tom Paris because I want the mechanical. I want the satisfaction of a switch or something that clicks. I want that. I want that tactile
and trying
sensation.
to touch type on a touchscreen keyboard would be hell. So I mean,
it is on my phone. I mean,
wait. What is he saying? I missed it.
He's calling himself Tom Paris because he wants the tactile response.
He wants the Delta Flyer of keyboards.
So was it Palm or was it BlackBerry that had the clickable screen?
I bet you that was Palm because BlackBerry was always about the buttons.
Well, no, like toward the end, BlackBerry, like nobody really wanted a physical keyboard, so they were trying to transition between. I think it was BlackBerry had a clickable screen, and it just sounds like the worst idea ever. I kind of want one now.
See, I kind of want to. I want like the smartphone I have now, but I wanted to have the slide out drawer with the physical keys, like. The best, that way I've got an actual smartphone, but I have a physical keyboard built in.
Okay, so Don, what about we combine these two ideas and we get you a smartphone that has Etch-a-Sketch dials on it, and you just turn the dial to move the cursor side to side and up and down, and use that to select your letters.
That sounds terrible.
I love that.
That sounds terrible.
You need a Pip-Boy. Okay, so what else? John shared the link. It was from 2008. God, that's forever ago.
Hey, did you see though in like the related stories on Engadget, dated May 31st, 2019? This past May 31st, BlackBerry Messenger shuts down for good on that day.
Yeah, wasn't that sold to somebody else? Or did
I don't know.
Maybe they kept that was their most valuable product. Maybe they held on to it
until this May.
Yeah, BBM. I mean, that was a enterprise product. But I haven't seen a BlackBerry in the wild in years.
Don't you bite me?
Oh, do it, Massey. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Frankie V wants a transforming Defiant. I mean, you can get close enough if you get the Power Rangers in Space Astro Megazord.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I pushed all of the news into what's on T-Formers this week. So Rob, go.
Okay, well, let's.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, let's start with things we have photos of, which is the Generation Selects Nightbird and Power Dasher Zetar, which are. We've got photos of those. We've got photos of Siege Wave 4 Barricade. We've also got a video review and images of MP45 Bumblebee version 2.
No.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
No, I agree with Don.
And we also have the reveal of the Zeta Toys third-party Unicron, which is ZVO2 Core Star, which will be, I think, about a third of the official one in terms of price and then two-thirds of the official one in terms of size.
Which honestly seems altogether better.
He's too small.
And lastly, we have got we have got a notice that Flame Toys Kuro Karakuri Star Saber is getting ready to ship next week, in case you were running out of really expensive Transformers to spend your money on.
Yeah, in case you just had too much money in your pocket right now.
Yeah.
There's another $400 thing coming up.
Okay, that's that super expensive non-transforming one, right?
Yeah,
correct.
That's the one.
Because the third-party Star Saber Cadmos from Planet X just shipped last week.
And that was what, $250?
I think so. Somewhere around there, yeah.
I'm just, for people watching video, I'm showing pictures of that Zeta Toys Unicron. I don't like it. There's something weird about it.
I kind of
not
like
as-
the head sculpt, but I'm not fond of the rest.
The rest of it, it looks, I know it's not, but it looks like it's non-transforming. And it really just, I mean, is this a render? I guess this is probably a render, right?
To me, it looked like it was physical.
Yeah, it looked like a test
Yeah.
shot to me.
I mean, Zeta has made some. I haven't bought any of their stuff because of the designs of the figures. I didn't care like the Combaticons. I didn't care for the way the Combaticons look. But I've heard from bill materials and overall quality, they're putting out some pretty good product.
Yeah,
It's
I'm hearing the
just-
same thing.
Yeah, it's just
they
I'm
have
just
a
not.
lot of quality control issues. A lot. Every figure I've gotten, one out of every 2 figures I get from them is missing something or has a problem.
Oh,
Their
that's
their
unfortunate.
QC is terrible.
I know, Zackass, but do you think maybe getting him off Taobao is probably part of the problem?
No.
No,
That-
maybe. I guess that's
I
like
mean-
getting at the flea market.
I mean, you know, if you got them from an actual store and you had an actual QC issue, you can
Don,
contact
they
the
are
store
actual stores.
in China.
Yeah.
Everything comes from China.
Write them a polite letter, translate it into Chinese, and then maybe they can help you fix the figure.
Okay, let's just,
On,
that's it.
on Vulcan, there is a saying: only Nixon can go to China.
Only Nixon
Exactly.
could go to China. God, that's such a great movie.
Yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, it's free to stream right now.
God, it's so great.
I watched that a couple weeks ago, actually.
Jim, they're dying. Let them die. So great. It's my second favorite Star Trek movie. Nothing will ever be higher to me than than the motion picture, but
Right.
than Wrath of Khan. But Undiscovered Country is just so amazing. Yeah, it's so great.
No, Undiscovered Country it's really for as much as they do stuff that makes it look like half a TV movie instead of theatrical, like it is such a good
Yeah.
production.
And Crunson in the chat just gave my favorite Star Trek 4 quote. That's so great. So great.
Well, I mean, that's good, but I also prefer they are not the Hellier whales.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
people listening to the podcast, I apologize. I sincerely, this isn't a sincere apology. I'm going to do minimal editing to this. That's my general philosophy. But things went so far off the rails because of the network issues.
Just let
I
it
don't
go,
know-
man. Just let it go.
I don't know that I can save it. So I think hopefully I'll put something at the very front of the podcast too. But if this is your first episode, it's better than this. It really is.
You know, maybe
That's such
you
a
could.
subjective term because, like, this is pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, you could put like at the beginning, like what Warner Brothers does on some of their cartoon collections. Like, you know, this was made at a time period when Skype wasn't working. We apologize for the kerfuffle.
It's better, it's because I complained about Skype before I logged on. That's what it is. I tweeted about how much I hated Skype.
Well, you know what? Between you, Chris, Jason, and John,
Mm-hmm.
y'all 4 are somewhat computer gurus and have dealt with this stuff for a long time.
God.
Why don't y'all 4 get together and make something better?
What?
Better than what?
Better than
Don, wait, Don. So, of us 4 computer gurus, which one of us do you believe is the programmer?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Well, no, you outsource for that.
So you know what would be easier? You know what would be easier?
It's not computer gurus you're looking for. You're looking for, like, contractors.
You know what would be easier? If a lot of people went to tfradio.net/Amazon and like just outpouring of like purchases that would get like Chris and Don better internet.
Oh, I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but it's actually not possible for me to get better.
Get the
Yeah,
new
not
homes closer to
Say so.
town.
No, it's the same thing for me. The problem
Get the
is
new homes closer to town.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's like I've said in the past. I can get more internet. I can't get better internet.
No, literally, move me a mile down the road, I can get like 10 megabits up.
Chris, that is possible because Jimmy John's is doing a promotion. If you don't live within 5 minutes of their delivery, if you buy a house within 5 minutes, they'll pay you $250,000 for
What?
one person. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So look into that. It was in the news today. Jimmy John's is offering to buy one person,
one
a
person.
house.
Oh, one person.
For
Yeah.
they'll give you up to $250,000 as long as you move into a house that's within 5 minutes of their delivery.
How do they have that much money to spend when their subs are terrible?
Their subs are great.
Thank you,
Stop
Don.
it,
Jimmy
Don.
John's is awesome. Jimmy John's is amazing.
Yeah, Jimmy John's is great.
Well, Brian, is that where we went, or was it Jersey
With me,
Mike's?
with Mark.
When you and-
yes, it was you, me, and Mark. It's at the one across from the place in Greensboro.
Yeah, was that Jimmy John's?
That was Jimmy John's.
They don't even have a meatball sub on the menu.
No, because that's
I bet they
garbage.
I bet they wouldn't even put chili on Don's sandwich.
No, they wouldn't. They would punch him in the face first.
I mean, how can you be a sub place and not have a meatball sub? I'm sorry.
It's easy.
You know what? I think Don has a point.
No.
As alarmed as I am to say that, I
garbage
think Don has a
someplace,
point.
Don. They're a garbage someplace, Don.
Yeah. Okay. So
I had some really good Subway the other day, though.
I could go for Subway right now. Actually, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's all the way.
Today was leg day, and like when I work out, when I lift lower body, it's to the point where I can't walk for a second or two. So like my body is just craving carbs and protein right now.
No, a meatball sub with some yellow mustard would be
Oh
really
God,
good.
Don. Okay, tfradio.net/live. You watch us live each week Wednesdays. Follow us on Twitter at TF Radio. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TF Radio. Instagram, TF Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at bkilby or on Instagram at Brian Kilby. Happy birthday, Matt. Don is at HMRC4EVR on Twitter. Or
I'm
at
sorry,
hashtag,
I'm bleeding. I'm sorry.
hashtag I'm bleeding. I'm sorry.
Why'd you scratch me?
Good
Don,
boy.
Don, why are you not bleeding on camera? You had
Massey.
one job.
It's not too bad.
Okay.
Oh, Massey, you didn't do it right.
Okay, Chris, how do people get a hold of you?
On the internet.
You can follow me personally on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. I've tweeted some Star Trek in the last few days. One of the few really good lines from Enterprise, for instance. I've been rewatching Enterprise quite a bit lately. It's not as bad an experience rewatching it this time as it was rewatching it for like the first time since I watched it in first run, if that makes sense. But it's still not that good. And
I
yet
loved
keep
it.
watching it.
I loved it when it was new. I've gone back and it's not good.
So the conclusion on Enterprise I've reached is that if they made it a completely original sci-fi series, did not have Vulcans or Klingons or anything, but had like similar concepts, I think it probably would have been accepted better for the one season it lasted.
Somebody
But
die?
like trying to make a Star Trek series in that context just was probably a failing proposition. Anyway, from our photography, new galleries are on hold for the moment, pending technical issues. But there's, galleries, guides, and other stuff that's already up there, so be sure to go check that out. When I do post some new galleries, as at least some of them will be Patreon exclusive for their first week. So if you want to get in on that and be among the first to see them, head over to patreon.com/playwithphotos. You can sign up for as little as $2 per month, but the $5 per month insert name tier will get you the early access to new galleries. On social media, I post random photos, which sometimes end up being gallery previews. That's either on Instagram.com/playwithphotography or at playwithphotos on Twitter, whichever platform you prefer. They usually both get the same stuff. And if you just want to do something nice for me, which is always appreciated, you can check out my Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist.
Cool. So I just read The Enterprise War, which explains where Enterprise was during the Klingon War in Discovery. It wasn't great. You don't have to read it.
Wasn't it just like in Deep Space Exploration?
Well, if it's canonical, and I'm certain it's not. The answer is kind of.
I mean, when Enterprise showed up in Discovery, eventually they said, they'd been sent off and could not get back fast enough to participate in the war.
Yeah, it's kind of. Don already told people how to get a hold of you, so you're good. John,
I also have a Massey Attack list for Band-Aids and other...
Don, the tfradio.net/Massey Attack. There's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. That would help.
That John D everywhere.
Awesome.
As always.
Sweet. Diecast.
Do they have like a kitty nail sharpener on Amazon's wish list? Can we add that? So, no, to sharpen his nails.
You can sharpen with a file as easily as you can make something.
It just takes more skill.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we really need his nails as sharp as possible. You can follow me
faster.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2, and you can follow my page on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast, and you can also see all my videos on tfradio.net/reviews or on the Roku or Fire TV channels.
You sure can. Rob.
I'm on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Flail-Throughs, which is also the name of my YouTube channel. I'm covering the PS4 free-to-play Gundam Battle Operation 2, which should be out in the US sometime later this year. No idea when, actually. They've only said coming 2019. They're supposed to have a big thing at Tokyo Game Show in about a week, so maybe then. But at any rate, also, if you like what I'm doing there, patreon.com/flail-throughs is where you can donate to the channel. If you like what I'm doing elsewhere, tfradio.net/playlist. And if I ever get those other 2 Siege unboxing videos done, you can see those on YouTube at Tformers TV.
Awesome. Matt, happy birthday. I can't sing.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Happy birthday. Hey, that's no longer what is it? Copyright?
No, it's public domain.
It's public domain.
Finally.
Yeah. Until, Disney.
Yeah, that happened 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I think it was more recently than that, but
yeah. Matt, you should go to your local Waffle House and celebrate.
I don't have one.
Oh, come down here. We have one.
That's remarkable.
This has been Radio Free Cybertron. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Watch our live stream at tfradio.net/live. Join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TF Radio Network. Have a question or comment? Leave it on our Facebook fan page or mail it to contact@tfradio.net. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons license. Any part of this podcast can and should be redistributed, but please, proper attribution is required if you know what's good for you. Radio Free Cybertron, the original Transformers internet radio show since 1999. 100% girlfriend free since 1999.